This is Todd Wall from Aquatongue Media. I want to discuss an article, actually two articles, but primarily one article. Governor Gavin Newsom of California was recently spotted underneath a highway cleaning out homeless debris from an encampment. And there was an article about it, and I just wanted to kind of discuss what's been going on. So the title of the article is Newsom Vows to Withhold Funds from California Cities and Counties That Don't Clear Homeless Encampments. So it begins, Governor Gavin Newsom is putting pressure on local cities and counties to comply with an order to dismantle homeless encampments across the state. On Thursday afternoon, Newsom was seen clearing an encampment under the 5 freeway in Mission Hills alongside Caltrans crews. The executive order, signed on July 25th, followed a recent Supreme Court decision giving local governments the authority to remove encampments and ticket people for camping in public. And so this is important, just so that we know what happened there. The Supreme Court, and this was several weeks ago, the Supreme Court ruled that cities can ticket homeless people for camping in public even when there is no alternative shelter available, a decision that could drastically alter the lives of hundreds of thousands of Americans without a permanent place to live. And so the justices sided 6-3 with the Oregon city of Grants Pass, which had asked the High Court to review a lower court's decision banning the enforcement of public camping ordinance after determining that banning camping where shelter beds were limited amounts to cruel and unusual punishment. Grants Pass officials argued that the restrictions imposed by the decision from the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals prevented them from implementing common sense laws against camping in certain public places. The justices agreed. So what happened was basically there was a Supreme Court ruling. Prior to the Supreme Court ruling, there was a ruling from a lower level court, the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals, that basically said this law that the city of Grants Pass, or this basically activity the city of Grants Pass was trying to do, which was provide tickets or issue tickets to people that were camping in public, that was illegal and impermissible as long as the city could not provide them a place to stay. So essentially, the argument would be that Grants Pass, this town in Oregon, was essentially just trying to issue tickets against homeless people. And the counter argument is if there's no place for the homeless people to go, if there's no shelters in place, you shouldn't be allowed to issue tickets to them. And so this is what this Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals determined. The Supreme Court basically overturned that and said, no, you can issue a ticket to homeless people camping in public. So to go back to the main article, just so we understand the context, the order urged officials to address, this is Gavin Newsom's order, that he basically came out with after the Supreme Court decision allowed local governments the authority to remove encampments. So Governor Newsom's order urged officials to address unsanitary and dangerous encampments within their communities and provide people experiencing homelessness in the encampments with the care and supportive services they need. The issue spans 88 cities in Los Angeles County, which has a homeless population of 75,000 people. There's an estimated 180,000 unhoused people in California, which is roughly a third of the entire homeless population in the U.S. Newsom called on California officials to act with urgency to address dangerous encampments in a post on X, formerly Twitter. I don't like when I say X. I still call it Twitter. No more excuses. We provided the time. We provided the funds. Now it's time for locals to do their job. Agencies are urged to prioritize clearing encampments after providing advance notice. While Newsom can't enforce local authorities to act, his administration can apply pressure by withholding money and resources from counties and cities that fail to cooperate. Some local officials, including LA Mayor Karen Bass, have criticized the move, saying that citing or arresting people in encampments is not a solution if doing so unfairly criminalizes them. My position has and continues to be, this is LA County Supervisor Catherine Barger. My position has and continues to be that I do not believe the criminalization of homelessness is the right path. I find it, and this is her quote, I find it almost ludicrous to think that we're going to issue $250 tickets to individuals who are unhoused, who are going to get another ticket and then have a warrant for their arrest. For what? Under Newsom, the state has invested over 40 billion to boost affordable housing and over 27 billion to address homelessness. This is not about criminalization, Newsom said on Thursday. What's criminal is neglecting people who are struggling, suffering, and dying on our watch. We need local government to step up. This is a crisis, and so on and so forth. So basically, that's the news. I think ultimately the problem that the state of California faces, it's as with many things, there's no one answer. Certainly that the cost of housing in California does not help. I think there's a permissiveness towards some forms of lawlessness in California. I think that needs to be addressed. I think, there are multiple problems here that California needs to work on. But I do think, like I said, it's a multi-fold problem, and there's no one easy answer to California working its way out of it. But it's sort of hopeful that Newsom is trying to make some sort of progress in this problem. Thanks for listening to me, and if you have any comments, please make them in the comment section below.